All right, today is day 44 of my 100 days of nothing but Keto Chow. I'm actually getting close to halfway. That's cool. Let's see what's going on. We're gonna go out to lunch today. I told Miriam, my wife, that we could go out to dinner while I'm doing this experiment, and it wouldn't be a big deal. But she's been reticent to do it because, going out to dinner and one of the people isn't eating, it's kind of weird. But I'm okay with that. I told her we could do it, so we're finally going to do it. This will be actually the first time we've gone out to eat since, January 1st was the last time we went out to eat. So we're going to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and mostly because Buffalo Wild Wings cooks everything in beef tallow, beef fat. Freaking awesome. And if you get the traditional wings as opposed to the boneless wings, and you get it with the dry rub seasonings rather than the wet ones, which have sugar in them, the dry ones do not, you end up with a really low carb food that you can get quickly, and it's not terribly expensive. And a lot of people complain the Buffalo Wild wings aren't very good, but I think they're just fine. And yeah, I won't be eating them though. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, or as my daughter used to always call it, Valentine's Day. We would talk to her about strawberries in the library. Yeah, dang, I said it right. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go out to lunch today and do that. And I did this morning. I got a bunch of stuff done. I finally got I had a big giant casserole dish full of hardened beef fat. When I did my briskets a while ago, you have to trim off a bunch of the fat, and normally you just throw that away. Instead, I cut it a little bit so I didn't have really big chunks, threw it into a crock pot, and just let it render out the fat. I think it did get a little bit too done because all of the water evaporated away. It was gone. It was just the beef fat in this crock pot with what looked a lot like pork rinds, but were actually beef. Anyway, I think they're called cracklins. Maybe. I don't know if that's what cracklins are, but they looked like cracklins. And when we went to the Lewis and Clark Fort in Oregon, they showed us how they would boil down the fat in order to make cracklins and to make candles. So I guess I could have made candles out of it. That would have been kind of cool, but instead I put it into this big cookie sheet, casserole dish, put it in the refrigerator to harden, sliced it, popped it out with a little spatula, and then threw it into a Ziploc bag, and that's in the freezer now. The saturated fat in the beef fat is very, very stable. It's not going to oxidize anytime soon, but I want it to last as long as possible. And by putting it into the little cubes or squares, all my kids kept on saying, "Is that a dessert?" I'm like, yeah, take a bite of that. Fill a giant chunk of beef fat. That would have been awesome. But by having them in the little squares, you're able to do, if you just need one, you can grab it out of the freezer and toss it in a pan and you're good to go. Sometime in April, I'll probably take a bunch of those and put them into the deep fryer that I got. It's a DeLonghi. It was the one that was recommended by Keto Caveman. It's this really nice fryer. It does not have an exposed element. The problem with an exposed element is that you have to have, you can only use oils. You cannot use a hard fat like tallow or lard, because the exposed heating element will heat up and melt the hard fat, and then the hard fat will move away from it, so it'll just sit there and cook. So you have to have something on it. So anyway, this particular one, it's completely, the heating element is below the metal pan thing. And then there's this funny little door that you open up and a little spout pops out, and you can use that to drain it, to filter the oil. Anyway, I got it a long time ago, like 2 years ago, and I don't use it as much as I should. Probably because I'm only eating Keto Chow right now. But as when this whole experiment is done, I fully intend to use a bunch of the beef tallow, the beef fat that I made into squares today, and I'm going to be sticking that into my deep fryer and cooking some wings and a bunch of other stuff because yum. But besides that, so I am on day 44 right now. Is it day 44? Yeah, day 44. And it is actually going really well. Our friend Brenda Zorn, she's doing an experiment. Well, we had her on our Facebook Live not too long ago. She's doing an experiment where she's only eating steak to get a bunch of data for Dave Feldman and Siobhan. And I'm trying to remember how far in. I've been doing this longer than she's been doing that, and she posted on Facebook that she's sick of eating steak. And I'm fine eating Keto Chow still. I know some of that's because Keto Chow is specifically designed for my palate. Because everything that we make, every time I make a new flavor, it has to be absolutely fantastic. And I'm kind of the one that gets to judge whether or not it's absolutely fantastic. Besides that, it still is really good. There was a post on Reddit yesterday. I'm trying to remember what the title was. It was really, really funny title. Dang. I can't remember what the title was off the top of my head. But in it, he talked about when he got done. There wasn't that weird aftertaste that you expect. There wasn't a lot of weird flavor. And that he wanted more. And that's what we're looking for with Keto Chow, is you get done and you're like, oh man, is it gone? You like tip up the bottle and you're like, I want more, where did it go? That's what we're looking for. And I think we've nailed that on everything that we've made so far. And we were testing out some flavors yesterday, the tomato basil. And I had drank some of it. I'm like, yeah, I think this is right. This is good, because we had to change around some of the stuff with the flavoring, because the flavoring that we were going to use had fewer carbs, but was insanely expensive. It would have made each 21 meal of the tomato basil cost probably $90 or $100 when it was all said and done. And that just wasn't going to happen. So we're using less of the flavoring that has natural flavors in it. It's a tomato basil flavoring, and we're going to be using more of the actual powdered tomato. The problem with that is the actual powdered tomato has more carbohydrates in it. By weight, it's like 48% sugar by weight. So if we use 6 grams, it's going to add 3 grams of net carbohydrates. It's still really low. I think the stuff that we were testing yesterday was under 4 grams of net carbs per serving. That's before you add whatever fat, which butter works really well. But you can add heavy cream, and that adds a bit more carbs. But still, you're under 5. Which is perfectly doable. Do that 3 times a day and you're at 15. Done. But anyway, so when I was testing that, I think we just got to walk in. Hello!
Okay.
It's our friends from... Oh, hello. Hold on a second.
Hold on, let me show you.
Hello.
Hey.
Look at these sugar cookies.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I wish I could tip it so you could see it really
Let's
good.
see.
They
I will
taste
take
so
it.
They're
good.
amazing.
Hold on.
Here we go.
They really are.
And the paper fell on
Get
them.
off. There
Dang,
we
I
go.
should just pull them. Look how good those look. They
Nice.
taste so good. You want them, I promise.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. We're really excited about those, actually.
They
Yeah.
are amazing.
Okay,
And
I'm
more.
gonna leave.
Oh, there's more?
I'm
Holy
gonna
cow.
leave this. I'll come back and grab it.
Oh my gosh.
I'll come back and grab this later, but we gotta run to
You're the
late.
friend? You're the helper?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is Ashley.
I'm Ashley. Yeah.
Everybody meet Ashley.
Cool. I'll come back though and grab that.
Thank you.
And if I have anything left, I'll bring it your way. I don't think I will, but
Maybe I'll come back.
Is that cool?
Okay.
Yeah, I need
Bye.
to come get
I know, I need stuff.
stuff. Okay, bye. Well, I gotta fix the tour.
Well, that's always fun when I get interrupted. In the best way possible. Oh, now my alignment's going to be off. Okay, here we go. I'll sit down again. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the frame.
Okay, are you still rolling?
I'm still rolling. So I'm almost done. Anyways, so yesterday we had Holly, who is our... Down a
She's
little
my
bit more.
assistant.
Yes, she's the assistant to the regional manager.
Operations assistant.
Operations assistant. So she is our resident tomato soup expert. And she, I had tasted it a little bit and I gave the rest of it to her. And Steve was really mad that he didn't get any of it.
She wouldn't even share with her husband.
She wouldn't even share with her husband. But whenever we do this, we always, okay, did you want more when it was done? And if you do want more when it was done,
I'm gonna come in here with you today.
well, don't forget that Instagram is going to be, we're going to be cutting, there you go. Ah, happy Valentine's Day.
You could cut it a little wider.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what was I saying? Oh, so when we had her taste it, I'm like, okay, do you want more? And she's like, yes, I want more. That was delicious.
So then you just gave it to her,
Yeah, then I just gave it to her. I'm like,
which
fine.
was your lunch.
You'll enjoy this more than I will, which was okay. Anyway, so man, this has gone on long. So anyway, I will see you all on day 45, and we're gonna enjoy a really great lunch together. And I'll just sit there and
Bring
drink.
your keto chow.
You
can bring it.
I think I'm gonna drink it before.
You can just tell the restaurant people that you're on a special diet because you are.
That's true.
And then they'll be like, oh, no problem.
Yep.
Is there anything I can get you? No, I'm on a special diet. No, I'm on a special diet. Actually, a Diet Coke would be good.
Yes.
Water?
Now, different people have different tolerances for diet sodas. I haven't noticed any problems at all with me. You may be different, but I'm fine. Anyway, so,
Water with lemon.
yeah, water with lemon.
That's not keto chow, right?
Yeah,
With salt in it.
passing drops.
Fasting drops.
Yep.
And salt. Well, you can't get that at the restaurant. You have to bring it with you.
Yeah.
I actually decided I was going to bring an avocado to the restaurant in case they didn't have one, but then I just ate it this morning instead.
Oh, I thought there was one over there.
Yeah, I just finished
Oh, you
it.
just ate
I just ate
it?
it. It's my breakfast.
Okay, here's Holly.
Holly, come
Holly?
poke your head in. You have to get really close though. Happy Valentine's Day,
How was
everybody.
the tomato basil yesterday? It was good?
I did not share it with my husband,
Yeah,
and
you
he's
didn't.
upset.
And she got the, you wanted more, right?
I wanted more. That
Okay.
was all done, and
That's
I'm
okay.
like holding the cup upside down, going just a little bit more.
Opening it up. Okay.
Bye.
Well, thanks everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.